Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a list of fragrances that I lovingly refer to as my princess perfumes. They're a little bit sweet and dainty, ultra feminine of course, and they just sort of embody the princess persona. Not to be confused with the queen perfumes. When I think about the queen fragrance, I think about the boss, CEO, something that's a bit bold and powerful. A fragrance that's going to give you that boost of confidence you need to rule over your kingdom, but the princess perfume is a little bit more demure, carefree, laid back with just a touch of whimsy. This video was recently requested and I was more than happy to oblige because as much as I love a wide variety of fragrances, I like to change my fragrances for the season, and even in my collection I have so many different categories. If I had to choose one fragrance style and say, this is my personal preference, this right here, this list of perfumes is my personal preference. I don't remember the first video or the first time I ever used that phrase, princess perfume, but I do remember I was talking about Elixir from Roja because this is just the ultimate princess perfume. It is so classy, so unique. This was love at first sniff for me. And it has such an interesting combination of notes. It is truly a standout fragrance. The description says it has the power to make you feel irresistible, confident, and seductive where anything is possible. This magical elixir exudes effortless sensuality, giving you the power to light up a room, leave an impression, and to get what you want. Fits this fragrance to a T. Keynotes include lily of the valley, geranium, rose de may, violet, raspberry, peach, sandalwood, vanilla, ambrette, and musk. So it's a little fruity, a little floral, but it would be an absolute injustice to categorize this as a fruity floral perfume. It is so much more than that. And it just smells kind of like royalty. It smells very classy, very wealthy. Ugh. Lady of the estate. Never worked a day in her life. Maybe that's why I love this fragrance so much. I'm trying to channel that energy. But it just smells so sweet and lovely. And it smells incredibly luxurious, and it's just the ultimate everyday luxury. I do think you could wear this for special occasions, but it would almost be a shame to save it. This is one of those really special standout fragrances in my collection that I don't mind wearing regularly. I want to wear this every single day because it's so addicting. It's truly an intoxicating, delicious fragrance. Perfectly balanced. It is a little bit sweet, a little bit fruity, a little bit floral, but then you have that creaminess from the vanilla and the sandalwood. The dry down is immaculate. Just perfection in a bottle. I've said if I could create my own fragrance, it would smell like this, or I would want it to smell something like this. Next up we have Oriana from Parfum de Marly. Elixir walked so Oriana could run. This is another one of those quintessential princess perfumes where you might not really understand the mood, you might not really know what I'm talking about, like what is the princess perfume, but you smell this and it's like, ah, yes, it makes sense now. It all comes together. Light, airy, like whipped souffle. It's just divine, heavenly, goddess perfume. Oriana is accurately described as a cloud of joy. It's delicate and airy. Top notes include mandarin, bergamot, and grapefruit. Heart notes are orange blossom, black currant, and raspberry. Base notes include marshmallow, ambrette, chantilly cream, and musk. It is so sweet, but it doesn't smell artificial or cloying. It still smells incredibly elevated and very luxurious. It smells expensive. And I do love the mandarin and the grapefruit. It keeps it very fresh and light. But then as it dries down, you get the chantilly cream, the marshmallow, the musk. And then it just becomes incredibly elegant. One of my favorite new launches last year, just a beautiful perfume. Again, I need to wear it more often than I do, but I just don't really get dressed up and go anywhere special usually. I'm going to have to start making this part of my weekly rotation because it is so special. Next is one of my favorite perfumes to wear. This is Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 25. It is just so much fun. It's always a good day whenever I spritz this on. I think this is the perfect flirty girls' night out, girls' day out type of fragrance. Could also be date night because it's very sensual. It's a warm floral, and it's one of my favorite Kayali fragrances. I'm kind of torn between this and the Vanilla 28. But I think on its own, it is just spectacular. I was blown away by this. It's sweet, rose, a little bit spicy. I cannot get enough of this perfume. Keynotes include spicy pink pepper, sparkling bergamot, saffron, sweet Bulgarian rose, lily, sandalwood, and golden amber. And the dry down is so smooth. I definitely pick up on a little spiciness and just a hint, a teeny tiny powdery note, which I think makes it smell incredibly elegant. Really elevates the fragrance, makes it a bit more complex so that it's not just another sweet floral fragrance along the fragrance wall. This to me is a real standout. And it's such an easy grab and go. When I'm getting ready to head out, if I'm going shopping, running errands, like casual day, but I know I'm going to be around other people, I almost always grab this. I would argue this has become one of my most worn fragrances because it just puts me in a good mood. I feel really happy whenever I'm wearing this fragrance. Like, I know I smell good. I love smelling myself. I love catching little whiffs throughout the day. And from start to finish, it is incredible. I love it. Sublime Vanille by Creed is another delicious princess perfume. It's also one of my all-time favorite vanillas. It's light and airy, but creamy, dreamy, just incredibly whimsical. It smells like a daydream. It's like a whipped meringue. The only thing about this fragrance that isn't carefree and light is the price tag. It's very pricey. Definitely the most expensive on this list and one of the most expensive in my collection. But wow, I smell this fragrance and it moves me. Keynotes include vanilla, tonka bean, white bergamot, lemon, and tonkin musk. The tonka bean makes my mouth water. It's a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. It smells like a very expensive, decadent candy or dessert. Something they would serve at a Michelin star restaurant and it would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Main character energy definitely from this fragrance. When I smell this perfume and I sort of envision the woman who wears this regularly, she has never worked a day in her life. So that is why this fragrance makes the list. And it's very happy-go-lucky. I hesitate to use the term princess perfume because I don't want to give off the wrong connotation. It's not snobby. It's not like off with their heads. This is a very approachable, fun fragrance, but it is Disney princess. This vanilla fragrance was sent straight from the perfume heavens. It smells otherworldly. It's so good. A much more affordable option is Valentino Voce Viva. This is a radiant floral. It sits a bit closer to the skin, which I really don't mind because I just like the way it smells. This is sweet, soft, and demure. It smells very classy. It's delicious. And when you first smell the fragrance, it might not be a huge standout. You might think, well, I like it, but it's not overly unique. But when it dries down on the skin, it just smells ideal. I think this is a really nice date night fragrance, would be a beautiful first date, meet the parents. I think it makes a really great first impression, a job interview. I think this would be appropriate. It's never not appropriate to wear Voce Viva. Keynotes include Italian bergamot, orange blossom absolute, crystal moss accord, and vanilla. So the dry down is very smooth and creamy. It's almost like an orange creamsicle at first. And there's just something about it. It smells very polite, like a very prim and proper fragrance. So it's very princessy. It's not too loud, but if somebody gets a little bit closer to you, they'll just fall in love, head over heels. It's intoxicating. One of my favorite classic floral fragrances is Penhaligon's The Favorite. This is another prim and proper perfume. I always say it reminds me so much of Kate Middleton because it's a bit conservative but incredibly elegant and modern. And I know you guys have said this is not what she wears, but somebody needs to show her this fragrance, let her smell it, try it on her skin, because I do think she would love this. It's so fresh, like a wild bouquet of flowers, like strolling through a garden. Keynotes include mandarin, violet leaf, bergamot, jasmine, sambac, mimosa, orris, Indian sandalwood, musk, and ambroxan. This would be for the more casual princess, the princess of the people. Somebody who appreciates adventure, outdoors, spending time with nature. I think this would be a really pretty everyday fragrance. Would also be nice for maybe a daytime date, a road trip, a day out somewhere, a lunch, a brunch. One of the all-time classic princess perfumes is Miss Dior Eau de Parfum by Dior, and this is the new reformulation, which I still really love, thank goodness. I can't believe they even changed this formula or messed with it at all because it's been around for such a long time and people love this fragrance. This is so many people's signature scent because it's just gorgeous. It's easy to wear every single day, and it's one of those fragrances that can be a signature scent. You're never going to get sick of wearing Miss Dior. Keynotes include lily of the valley, peony, centifolia, rose, powdery iris, and soft musk. I also really like Blooming Bouquet. I think that one is a little bit more casual, kind of perfect for every single day. Miss Dior, I think, is a really nice weekend fragrance, evening, but it truly can be worn anytime. Even though it is a princess perfume, I do think this has a power to it. It's a real mood booster, a real confidence booster. Like, I think if you're wearing Miss Dior, it just kind of completes the outfit. It's the ultimate accessory to make you look so chic. Also from Dior, I have Belle de Jour. This is part of their elevated fragrance line. This is a dreamy, delicious combination of pear, rose, and musk. This to me is incredibly bridal. So this would be like the bridal princess, I suppose. Oh, but it's just juicy and vibrant. That pear note is so luscious. It actually makes my mouth water to smell this. Just like a fresh fruit salad. It's a little bit sweet, but then it's just kind of wrapped in rose petals. It smells so soft and demure, very innocent. It smells very pure, which is why I think it would be a beautiful bridal perfume. This is so gorgeous for spring, summer. I feel like, even though it's called Belle de Jour, I do feel like this is more special occasion. Could be a weekend date night. It does have a little warmth, a little depth and sensuality to it. For the group that really loves and appreciates this style of fragrance, this genre, this is just perfection in a bottle. If you like florals, classic florals, if you like sweet perfumes, I highly recommend checking out Belle de Jour. When I was putting together this list of fragrances, a couple of them were very clear and obvious, like Elixir, Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. This was not the case, but I knew we needed some Guerlain representation. So that representative is Angelique Noire. This is definitely a standout in my collection. It's one of the most beautiful fragrances I have ever smelled. Very bridal, one of the best vanillas, so it checks a lot of different boxes. But it's kind of hard to put this in one particular category. Keynotes include angelica, pear, pink pepper, jasmine, caraway, vanilla, and cedar. At first it's a bit green, spicy. There's something very sharp about it. But then it starts to dry down and you get the cedar, the vanilla, and it's just sophisticated. This fragrance smells like a special occasion. And it's very different from the Spiritus Double Vanille, also by Guerlain. It's the same line of fragrances. That to me is very heavy, dark, moody vanilla. This is a very light, playful vanilla. But it smells like black tie. Depending on the season or when you want to wear the fragrance, I think it would be a really nice daytime fall winter fragrance. But for spring summer, I think it is a little bit heavier. So for spring summer, I would say this would be really nice for evenings, date nights, weekends. And you truly can wear it anytime. It just immediately dresses up your outfit. Last but certainly not least, we have the Tropical Princess Dama Bianca by Zergjoff. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. It is such a standout in my collection. I think I've named this as a top 10 for life, and it just will always make that sort of list because it is incredibly unique. Now, I do think this is very princessy, but it is also like a tropical delight. This is the ultimate summer date night fragrance. It just smells like vacation somewhere tropical, like a deserted island, somewhere incredibly glamorous where you don't have to lift a finger. They serve you one of those tropical drinks when you arrive. Keynotes include kumquat, iris, jasmine, lily of the valley, powdery musk, and vanilla. And I think it must be the kumquat that makes this fragrance really stand out because it's so uncommon. I don't know of any other fragrance that has that listed as one of the keynotes, but it does have a little zing, a little zip. It's almost citrusy, but not like a typical citrus. It amazes me that this fragrance hasn't been ripped off so many times. It smells so good. I can't believe there aren't as many dupes out there, or that every fragrance brand isn't rushing to try to recreate this because it smells special and unique. Somehow they've managed to create a vanilla-forward floral fragrance that does not smell like anything else you will smell. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you heard about some fragrances that sound interesting to you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.